Seniors, stop eating these 7 foods. They are destroying your leg strength. Imagine waking up each day with the energy to walk, dance, and garden, activities that light up your life. Strong legs are your foundation, the silent heroes that uphold your independence. But what if I told you that common items on your dining table could be secretly sapping the strength from your legs? Yes, some everyday foods might be the culprits behind weakening muscles and reduced mobility. As we delve into this topic, I invite you to consider the meals that feature regularly in your diet. These aren't rare or exotic items. Rather, they are staples that could be quietly robbing you of your vitality and vigor. It's crucial to identify these foods and understand their long-term impact on our leg strength. But it's not all about avoidance. It's about making smarter choices that can enhance your strength and support a lively, active lifestyle. By understanding which foods to limit, we can make informed decisions that help maintain our independence and mobility. Remember, the power to improve our mobility and maintain our independence as we age is in our hands, and it starts with the choices we make at the dining table. Before we get started, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Drop a comment below and feel free to ask any questions you have. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a health-boosting tip from Health 365. First, let's talk about high purine foods. Navigating through the vast world of nutrition, we often come across various components that can profoundly impact our health, sometimes in ways we might not immediately recognize. Purines are found in many foods that are celebrated for their rich flavors and are often staples at our dining tables. Think about a delicious seafood dinner featuring shrimp or scallops, or perhaps a hearty meal that includes liver or kidney. These dishes are not only satisfying but also deeply embedded in many culinary traditions. However, they have a side that needs a bit more attention, especially if you find yourself battling with joint pain or stiffness in your legs. When we consume foods high in purines, our bodies break these compounds down into uric acid. This is a normal part of metabolism, but the catch comes when uric acid accumulates in the blood. High levels of uric acid can lead to a condition known as hyperuricemia, which can precipitate the formation of urate crystals around joints, often leading to joint pain and discomfort. For anyone who has experienced gout, this process might sound familiar. It's the same mechanism that causes the acute and often severe joint pain characteristic of that condition. But why focus specifically on the legs? Well, our legs are fundamental to our independence and mobility. When joints like the knees or ankles are affected by stiffness and pain, it can dramatically affect our ability to perform everyday activities. This makes understanding purines quite important. Now, you might wonder, how can we manage our purine intake? First, it's about making mindful choices. While it's not necessary, or even recommended, to completely eliminate all purine-rich foods, knowing how to balance these with other lower purine options can make a significant difference in managing uric acid levels. For example, replacing some of the higher purine options with foods like eggs, nuts, and a generous array of fruits and vegetables can be a delightful way to maintain a balanced diet without overloading on purines. These alternatives not only provide a plethora of essential nutrients, but also come packed with flavors that can make your meals exciting and varied. Incorporating more eggs into your diet provides high-quality protein, while nuts offer that satisfying crunch along with healthy fats and fibers. Fruits and vegetables are stars when it comes to nutrition, offering everything from antioxidants to vitamins, all of which support overall health, including that of your joints. Imagine starting your day with a smooth, creamy omelet filled with your favorite vegetables or grabbing a handful of nuts for a mid-afternoon snack. These choices not only help manage your purine intake, but also contribute to a healthier lifestyle that supports your joints. 2. Excessive red meat. Red meat, a classic feature at many dinner tables, often brings to mind savory steaks, juicy burgers, and Sunday roasts that gather families around. It's rich in protein and vital nutrients, which makes it a tempting choice for many meals. Yet, there's a balance to strike, as indulging too frequently in red meat can lead to less than desirable effects on our health, particularly when it comes to our joints and muscles. Imagine enjoying a beautiful dinner with loved ones where red meat plays a starring role. It feels nourishing, doesn't it? But when such meals become a regular occurrence, they might contribute to an increase in inflammation throughout your body. This inflammation can stiffen your joints and exacerbate muscle pain, which might slowly creep up on you, turning simple activities like a morning walk or climbing stairs into uncomfortable chores. The connection between red meat and inflammation lies in its high levels of saturated fats and compounds like purines and advanced glycation end products, which can ignite inflammatory responses in your body. Over time, this chronic inflammation could lead to persistent discomfort, impacting your mobility and quality of life. However, let's not dwell on the negatives without finding a pathway to better choices. Switching to leaner proteins can bring a delightful variety to your meals while taking care of your muscle and joint health. Consider the gentle, mild flavors of chicken and turkey, which can be just as satisfying when cooked with a sprinkle of herbs and a dash of creativity. These meats are lower in saturated fat and can be a healthier centerpiece for your dinner, without sacrificing the joy of a hearty meal. And let's not forget the power of plant-based proteins like beans and legumes. These wonderful alternatives are not only packed with protein but also fiber, antioxidants, and minerals. Integrating beans, lentils, chickpeas, and other legumes into your diet can add new textures and flavors to your meals. Imagine a rich, spicy chili made with mixed beans or a refreshing lentil salad tossed with fresh herbs. These dishes are nourishing, satisfying, and they provide the proteins your body needs without the added burden of excessive red meat. 3. High-salt foods. Salt, that ubiquitous ingredient that seems to sneak its way into almost every dish, can be more than just a flavor enhancer. It could actually be a stealthy contributor to some significant health issues. While a sprinkle here and there helps bring out the flavors in our meals, it's the excessive consumption that we really need to watch out for. Too much salt in our diets can lead to water retention, swelling in the legs, and even high blood pressure, all of which can significantly strain our leg strength and overall mobility. Let's picture a typical day. Maybe you start with a store-bought breakfast sandwich, have a quick service restaurant meal for lunch, and finish the day with a ready-to-eat meal from the supermarket. It might not seem like much, but the cumulative amount of salt in these meals can be substantially higher than what our bodies actually require. This can be especially troublesome for those of us who cherish an active lifestyle, as the effects of high sodium intake can quite literally slow us down. When our bodies retain excess water due to high salt intake, it's not just about feeling bloated. This retention can increase the pressure in our blood vessels, making it harder for our heart to pump blood efficiently. This can lead to swelling, particularly in the legs, making it uncomfortable and sometimes painful to engage in activities like walking or even just standing for extended periods. However, envision transforming your meals by simply swapping out high-salt ingredients for vibrant herbs, spices, or a splash of lemon. This isn't just about reducing salt, it's about rethinking how we season our food to bring out its natural goodness. For instance, imagine roasting chicken with rosemary, thyme, and a bit of olive oil, or brightening up a salad with a squeeze of fresh lemon juice and a handful of chopped fresh herbs like basil or cilantro. These alternatives provide a burst of flavor without relying on salt, and they come with their own set of health benefits. Using herbs and spices not only enhances the taste of your meals, but also introduces a variety of antioxidants and nutrients that can help improve overall health. 4. Deep-fried foods. There's something undeniably tempting about the golden, crispy exterior of deep-fried foods. Whether it's French fries, chicken wings, or crispy donuts, the allure of that satisfying crunch is almost universal. However, while these treats may delight our taste buds, they carry with them some less than savory health impacts, particularly when it comes to our mobility and joint health. The main concern with deep-fried foods lies in the type of fat used and the process of frying itself. Many of these foods are prepared using oils that are rich in trans fats. While they're excellent for providing that desirable crispiness, trans fats are not so friendly to our bodies. Consuming them can lead to inflammation throughout the body, including the muscles and joints. Imagine, for a moment, How your body feels after eating a meal heavy in deep-fried foods. There's often a sense of heaviness and sluggishness, not just in your stomach, but throughout your body. This is your body reacting to the high levels of unhealthy fats and compounds formed at high frying temperatures, signaling that something is off. However, the good news is that there are delightful ways to achieve the same textural satisfaction without compromising your health. Swapping deep frying for baking or grilling can transform your meals from health hazards to health promoters. For instance, instead of deep frying chicken, you might try marinating it in your favorite herbs and spices, then grilling it to perfection. The result? Chicken that's moist and flavorful on the inside, with a wonderfully satisfying texture on the outside. Or consider the humble potato. Instead of submerging it in oil for fries, slice it thin, toss it with a touch of olive oil and your choice of seasonings, and bake it in the oven. You'll still get that crave-worthy crunch with a fraction of the fat. Embracing these cooking methods isn't just about avoiding trans fats. It's about rekindling a relationship with food that respects and nourishes your body. Baking and grilling open up a spectrum of flavors that frying often masks. They allow the real essence of the food to shine through, enhanced by smoke or the caramelization of natural sugars under high heat, processes that not only amplify flavor but also preserve more of the food's nutrients. 5. Refined carbohydrates. There's something comforting about tucking into a soft slice of white bread or indulging in a sweet pastry. These foods are staples in many diets, cherished for their simplicity and the pleasure they bring. However, as delightful as these foods may seem, they carry hidden consequences that might not align with our goals for healthy living. Refined carbohydrates, like those found in white bread, pastries, and other processed foods, have a more significant impact on our bodies than we might realize. When you eat these types of foods, they break down quickly into sugar, leading to rapid spikes in your blood sugar levels. This isn't just a concern for those monitoring their sugar intake. These spikes can affect everyone by leading to a cycle of highs and lows that can influence your overall energy and mood throughout the day. Moreover, when your blood sugar spikes, your body reacts by increasing inflammation. This isn't the type of inflammation you see, like swelling from an injury, but rather a subtle, internal process that can weaken the tissues in your muscles and joints over time. Instead of reaching for that white bread or another pastry, consider choosing whole grains like oats, quinoa, or whole wheat options. These alternatives work wonders for your body beyond just their nutrient content. Whole grains digest more slowly, providing a steadier source of energy and keeping your blood sugar levels more balanced throughout the day. Imagine starting your day with a warm bowl of oatmeal topped with a sprinkle of cinnamon and perhaps a few fresh berries or slices of banana. Or, consider the satisfying crunch of a whole grain sandwich loaded with your favorite greens and proteins for lunch. These meals not only nourish you but also provide the complex carbohydrates your body needs to maintain stable blood sugar and reduce inflammation. Switching to whole grains doesn't mean sacrificing flavor or satisfaction. On the contrary, it opens up a new realm of culinary possibilities. Whole grains carry robust flavors and textures that refined grains lack. Quinoa, for instance, has a slightly nutty flavor that complements both sweet and savory dishes, making it a versatile base for meals. Oats can be enjoyed beyond breakfast, incorporated into baking for a nutritious boost. 6. Processed sugar. There's no denying the allure of sweets. The taste of a deliciously rich chocolate cake or a soft, sugary donut can bring a moment of joy and satisfaction. However, as we savor these delights, it's essential to consider the broader impacts that processed sugars can have on our health, particularly how they affect our body's metabolism and the health of our muscles. Processed sugars, found abundantly in candies, baked goods, and many sugary drinks, have a way of sneaking into our diets more often than we might realize. The immediate gratification they provide comes with a price, however, sharp spikes in our insulin levels. Insulin is a hormone that plays a critical role in how our bodies use and store energy. When we consume foods high in processed sugar, our bodies rush to manage the sudden influx of sugar into our bloodstream by releasing large amounts of insulin. This can lead to a rapid increase in insulin levels, followed by a steep drop, which you might recognize as the sugar crash that leaves you feeling tired and sluggish after the sugar high wears off. But the impact goes beyond just feeling tired. These insulin spikes can contribute to longer-term health issues, including weight gain. Excess weight, particularly around the waist, puts additional strain on your legs and joints, making activities like walking or climbing stairs more difficult and less enjoyable. The extra weight can also contribute to a general decline in muscle health, affecting your mobility and independence as you age. However, life is meant to be sweet, isn't it? So instead of cutting out all sweets, it's about finding healthier ways to satisfy those cravings. One delightful way to do this is by turning to natural sugars found in fruits. Imagine biting into a crisp apple or enjoying a bowl of fresh berries. These not only satisfy your sweet tooth but also provide fibers, vitamins, and antioxidants, which are all excellent for your health. Another option is to use natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup. These sweeteners are more potent than processed sugar, so you can use them sparingly to achieve the same level of sweetness while consuming less sugar overall. For instance, drizzling a little honey on Greek yogurt or adding a splash of maple syrup to your oatmeal can enhance the flavor without overwhelming your body with sugar. 7. Processed meats. In our quest for convenient and quick meal options, processed meats often find their way into our shopping carts. They're ready to eat, easy to cook, and undeniably flavorful. But have you ever paused to consider what goes into making these meats so convenient? Processed meats like sausages, bacon, and deli slices are not just meats. They're often packed with preservatives and high levels of sodium which could be doing more harm than good to our bodies. Let's unpack this a bit. The high sodium content typical of these processed meats can lead to increased blood pressure and water retention, which puts an additional strain on your heart and circulation system. Poor circulation doesn't just slow you down. It can affect everything from your energy levels to the strength of your muscles, potentially leading to a decrease in overall mobility. And it doesn't end there. The preservatives used in these meats, such as nitrates, can break down into compounds that may contribute to chronic health issues. However, the beauty of our dietary choices is that we always have alternatives. Instead of opting for that packet of ham or salami, why not choose fresh, unprocessed cuts of meat? When you buy fresh meat, you're not just purchasing a piece of protein, you're investing in your health. Fresh meats are free from the preservatives and excessive sodium found in their processed counterparts. Cooking with fresh cuts also gives you the freedom to season and prepare them in a way that suits your taste and health needs. Moreover, there's a colorful and exciting world of vegetarian proteins to explore. Tempeh and tofu, for instance, are fantastic alternatives that not only add variety to your diet but also provide numerous health benefits. Tempeh, made from fermented soybeans, is rich in protein and has a satisfying, nutty flavor that makes it a great addition to stir-fries and salads. Tofu, on the other hand, is incredibly versatile and absorbs flavors well, making it perfect for almost any dish, from smoothies to spicy curries. Integrating these healthier alternatives into your meals can transform your diet. Imagine a stir-fried tempeh with crisp vegetables or a tofu scramble that's just as satisfying as any meat-based dish. These options allow you to enjoy diverse flavors while caring for your body's nutritional needs. Conclusion: the food you choose every day does more than just satisfy your hunger. It fuels your entire body and plays a pivotal role in how you experience life, especially as you age. Making informed choices about your diet can significantly enhance your mobility, vitality, and the overall enjoyment of your daily activities. By consciously selecting healthier foods and steering clear of those that hinder your physical capabilities, you're not just eating differently. You're choosing to live a more vibrant and active life. Consider how empowering it feels to spend a day doing all the things you love, whether it's gardening, playing with your grandchildren, or taking a long walk in the park, all without feeling weighed down or held back by physical discomfort. This isn't just a daydream. It's a realistic goal that can be achieved with some thoughtful changes to your diet. Now, if you're wondering where to start, think about incorporating fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins into your meals. Experiment with herbs and spices instead of salt to enhance flavors, and embrace natural sweeteners in moderation. Every meal is an opportunity to support your health, and even small changes can have a profound impact over time. Ready to transform your diet and strengthen your legs? Begin today by revisiting your grocery list or planning a meal that includes some of these healthier options. And as you embark on this journey, I encourage you to keep track of how these changes make you feel and share your experiences. Subscribe to our channel for more useful health tips, and don't hesitate to comment below with your progress or any thoughts you might have. We love hearing how these adjustments are making a difference in your life, and your story could inspire others to take steps towards healthier living.